Welcome to beautiful Campeche. Specifically the Bella Vista Colonia, or neighborhood or district. Where I can proudly say I'm currently living. Arrived in town yesterday, and I was already planning to stay in Campeche for a good amount of time, a few months, just to relax a bit, live, continue to work on some videos, get more immersed in one place, and make some kind of deeper, more insightful videos than I usually make when I'm traveling faster. AKA what I was just doing in going through eastern Mexico. So the night before coming to Campeche, while I was in Ciudad del Carmen, I was looking at some places online. I'd previously looked just to see the prices of rent here in Campeche, the city of Campeche, the capital of the state of Campeche. And that was actually one of the reasons why I wanted to come to Campeche, because the rent was really cheap, like one of the cheapest places in Mexico, and it seemed like an interesting place to live. And I had found a few options that met my criteria. That being, had internet, were affordable, so like a one-bedroom studio, and I'd found one. I was looking for ideally a place that I could kind of move in right away. And I talked to one guy in the neighborhood of Caniste and Cebula, where I'd seen a few apartments in that neighborhood that were really well priced, but he told me that I could only move in the next day, not the day that I was arriving. So I figured that I would head over there, coming from the bus from Ciudad del Carmen. This is kind of the Campeche Hollywood sign here, very near to where I live, so that's pretty cool. And so I went to the Caniste neighborhood just to maybe find a place that I could stay for the night before going there. And I saw on Google Maps that there was another place that was offering apartments. I went to check that place out. So I got there by taxi cab, and on the way there I asked the cab driver that was this a safe neighborhood that we were going to, and he said not really, it's far from the center. I said, okay, well, maybe he just thinks far from the center is not safe, so I'll check it out in person. So I go to that first place, and they did not have any availability. He kind of directed me to some other place I could check out. And I also asked him if it was a safe neighborhood, and he also said not really. But you know, sometimes people can be more fearful than others. There's some old castle here. So I go check out the two other places that he had recommended to me, and they were both full. And as I'm walking around the neighborhood, I noticed that everything was super like guarded, and these were not like mansions by any stretch of the imagination. They were very small, modest homes, but all of them were super heavily guarded. Which I found a little bit odd, because so far in Mexico things weren't really like that. So that just didn't give me the best feeling. But just a little aside here, this is the steep hill that I walk up and down most days here, getting my exercise. Because the neighborhood that I'm staying, Bella Vista, means nice view, so it's the highest point in the city. Anyway, so when I was back in Caniste Sumula, I did find a place that had a room for rent, but unfortunately it was unfurnished. Which I had heard that the best way to find cheap places was to go in person and find these places that are just advertised, you know, not online, just in physically at the location. That's usually the best way to get the cheapest deals for, but the drawback of that is that you don't really get the details of what kind of places it is. It furnished, and I was looking for furnished place. Does it have internet? You don't get anything of that, so it's a lot more time consuming than looking online, which is what I had done. Did not use Airbnb because that's more meant for like tourists, especially like foreign tourists. That's more expensive. I had used Facebook Marketplace, and given that Campeche is not a very touristy place, even though it definitely could be, there's a lot to see and do around here. The prices are not meant to cater to foreign tourists. It's for locals and Mexicans, so the prices were really good on Facebook Marketplace. Anyways, yeah, so I had gotten the impression from the neighborhood of Caniste and Cebula that I didn't really quite like the neighborhood, the kind of the looks that I was getting, and just the vibe of the neighborhood in general. Which, you know, maybe I was wrong, but also, you know, a few people had told me that it wasn't really safe. So put those two together, and I was just kind of put off by that neighborhood. And the outdoor pictures of the apartment that I was going to see the next day made it look like it was like a military base, like the amount of just barbed wire and walls there were. Which now I deducted that was kind of necessary if I was going to be living there, you know, probably being the only, you know, white foreigner living in that neighborhood. It would have been necessary. Maybe, you know, maybe not. But that's the impression I had. So I went with the plan B that I had seen, a place that was a bit more expensive. It was 3,200 pesos per month, which in Canadian dollars was 200 Canadian dollars. So that's even less in US dollars, maybe like 160 or something per month. The other place was 2,200, so maybe like less than 100 US per month. And yes, the other place was cheaper, but it was also a lot smaller. This place too, and the pictures look kind of small, but I actually got the lady to meet with me the same day that I was there, and the place was a lot more spacious and a lot nicer looking than in the pictures. In the pictures, I think they were just kind of dark, so it didn't look super great, but in person it looked really nice. So here's the outside of the apartment building where I'm currently living. The other apartments are full, so I got the last spot here. The good news is I've got the last unit here, so I only have one set of neighbors. Not that anyone is too noisy here. In fact, if anybody's being noisy here, it's probably me. So it's good that I don't have neighbors on both sides while I'm blaring my podcasts on the included flat screen television. Came with a microwave, a heating plate. This I had to buy myself. Included a refrigerator. Here's some of my Walmart haul. Pretty nice and modern bathroom with the textured tiles here that feel pretty good on the feet. And there's even a little gecko that comes in to eat any mosquitoes that might get in here once in a while. So that's a nice bonus. In fact, I just found this new place right up the road from where I am. That is a barbecue chicken place. They sold me a quarter chicken combo here with beans, lettuce, cheese, and everything for 35 pesos, which is less, and tortillas, of course, for less than $2 US. So I think I'm going to be living pretty nicely here in Campeche for not a lot. And that's the story of how I got my first ever apartment. If you enjoyed this video or if it was helpful in any way, I appreciate you liking the video and or leaving a comment to let me know what you thought. So like I mentioned, I'm going to be making more videos of Campeche that are going to be quite different from the somewhat formulaic videos that I've been doing going through eastern Mexico, previously in Veracruz. More in-depth, more mini documentary styles. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for what I've got planned for video-wise in Campeche. So if you're not subscribed to the channel and you'd like to see those videos, which I recommend, subscribe to the channel and click on the bell to be notified when new videos come out. And previous to this trip through eastern Mexico, I was actually in Mexico 3 years ago, bicycling through western and central Mexico. And I have a playlist of that adventure in the description below the video, as well as a link to the playlist of the videos I've made in Mexico in 2021 through eastern Mexico. And that first trip bicycling through Mexico was part of a larger trip bicycling through Latin America. I've also bicycled through Eastern Africa and Eastern Europe, and I have video playlists for all those countries that I've traveled through available on this same YouTube channel, Hum of the Earth. And if you'd like to see an interactive map of everywhere that I went and everything that I got to see and do, I have that available over on my website, followthehumoftheearth.com. Where you can click on the different locations and see the various blog posts and videos that I've made of those places. And once again, if you'd like to follow my continuing adventures in Campeche and beyond throughout the Yucatan Peninsula, you can do so by clicking on the red subscribe button and clicking on the bell to be notified when new videos come out. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day.